All right. Huge big news. We have AJ Styles and John Cena confirmed for clash at PERTH, or Crown Jewel PERTH, sorry, one-on-one match that was announced kind of on Twitter. The whole way it kind of went down was that John Cena essentially tweeted out a feeler, asking for opponents that he could possibly face, and then also mentioning AJ Styles by name and adding him as an example. That blows up. AJ Styles then responds and says he is ready to go, meaning he wants this match as well. And then after that, Triple H tweets with the confirmation that the match will be going down at Crown Jewel PERTH. I think it's cool that we're getting the match, and within these last couple of dates, I'm kind of happy we're finally trying to get a lot of these things that people want maybe out of the way and try to do them, but I also do think that this means that they didn't really have any plans for John Cena's retirement tour. The heel turn was that main kind of plan, and they probably had a storyline worked out with Travis, The Rock, Cody, etc. to then I guess kind of fulfill throughout the year. And I think with the face turn and kind of abrupt thing like that happening, and then also kind of The Rock and Travis Scott kind of not holding up their end of the bargain, really, we kind of have this situation where Cena is kind of left with these dates but really nothing to do. That's such a glaring problem because, like, literally, as we saw, there was no build to what possibly would be the biggest match this year in AJ Styles and John Cena. We have had no builds, no promo work to really talk about it, and I think now we're going to be building towards the match, which is great. But unfortunately, the pop you would have gotten from, perhaps maybe, Cena doing an open challenge out in Perth, or perhaps, some sort of in-ring segment that could have announced the match, you do lose the moment and pop you would have gotten from building that up, because a lot of people obviously want it. But I think WWE, what they could have done is teased it, kept teasing, right? And then we get that match because it's being built, and then there's anticipation, there's a bunch of fervor for it. Now, kind of 2-3 weeks out with this match kind of laid out, unless, we see AJ, I guess maybe every week trying to build up this match, it's going to be kind of hard to it's hard to have more excitement than that initial announcement. I mean, we are anticipating the match, right? But I do think it would have been more interesting to see how WWE would have tried to create this match or make it happen. I think Cena kind of just throwing it out there on Twitter does kind of de-escalate the event, you know what I mean? Because it's like, this should have been something that was formally announced on like a wrestling show, I feel, because it takes away from the impact and the magnitude of this match, and I think just like the Logan Paul match, just like the Sami Zayn match, and just like the Cody Rhodes match, we are going to get a top match contender. In all those matches, there were motifs referencing how they plot out the AJ Styles John Cena match, and also I guess the Kevin Owens John Cena matches, because it's a very similar structure. But that is where that type of match kind of came from between AJ and Cena. So for them to now finally be able to run it back, when they've been essentially, motifing each other and sending subs in that way is so satisfying. I just hope that going in the future with whoever does win this match, there is some more concrete plans for Cena that aren't just, hey, so now what should I do next? Because it doesn't feel... It's annoying when it felt like there was an actual narrative direction in the retirement tour that they kind of just completely dropped, because you don't have to necessarily have him still be heel, but he can reflect on that moment with the fans, and then have that play into whoever he's facing next, right? We'll see what happens with the AJ Styles thing. Kind of a quicker video today just to talk about that announcement and kind of the concern I have with the lack of direction for John Cena. But at least we're getting now, I guess, a Styles Cena match out of all of it. And it kind of does also beg the question to whether or not Triple H sometimes just does stuff to spite the audience, because he doesn't want to, like, you might want this, but you don't know what you want type of thing, which is, I think, ridiculous. I think we had a whole era with Vince with that, and we saw how that turned out. So please just listen to the fans more, like you did right here, and hopefully we can have situations that build anticipation and hype while making the rest of us happy, and not complaining and bitchy. So let me know what you guys kind of think about the AJ Styles and John Cena match, now official for Perth. Comment down below who you think is going to win. I think obviously Cena's probably going to take it, but it's going to be an awesome match for both AJ and Cena out in international water, so the crowd's going to be hot too. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe if you want more pro wrestling news, updates, and opinions. And Justice is out.